We have our little phrase we like to say is healthy soils, healthy pastures, healthy animals, healthy
I like
people.
that.
Does the farm that your food comes from really matter? This is Josh. This is Mike, Josh's dad. They currently run a farm that was started by Josh's great-great-grandparents. Well, let's just say he's a 6th generation farmer. It was a tobacco farm until over 20 years ago when they stopped producing tobacco and turned the land into a pesticide and chemical-free meat farm.
That was the last time any pesticide or herbicide or fertilizer or anything's been applied to these pastures.
Was 1998?
Now they say that everything good about their meat starts with the soil. So together, we're gonna learn a little bit more about that.
One of these 2 spots for 5 generations now.
I'm the 5th, he's the 6th.
So it's pretty deep-rooted history. Our family has been in this county since 1750s.
After high school, we got out of the tobacco business. From there, we started just doing more beef. So we started rotating and separating the farm into paddocks in 1998. So we've been at this for
Wild.
over 20 years.
That was the last time any pesticide or herbicide or fertilizer or anything's been applied to these pastures.
Was 1998?
Yeah.
That's
we drew a
awesome.
line in the sand and said no more, and we don't do any chemicals, no herbicides like he said, and it's just through our rotational management that you can see right there what we got. We were just out of this.
And that's with like no rain.
Since no rain.
That is
last year.
fantastic.
Grab some samples tomorrow, and we're like, yeah, sure.
We supplement our chickens and our pig with 100% organic feed. Everything we got moves.
Yeah.
All
It
right?
moves
So
with
then we
you.
can move the feeder that Josh just tied to the tree. We can move to another tree. Part of our goal here is to create a silvopasture. That's a
Immovable.
combination of trees and grass. So when we started, this was really thick with little cedars and other little trees and that kind of thing. Kind of like that down there. That's
Oh,
when
I
we
see,
started.
yeah.
You see how thick it was.
We took out some of the small trees, and then the pigs themselves will take out a lot of the smaller stuff, but they remove the leaf cover. So they help to open up the canopy, and then they stir up that seed bed that's already there, and then that's when you see
And
your
you
other
see the
species
grass
come
over
up.
there.
Yes.
So we've gone through here 6 months ago, and now we're coming back through a second time. But it was really beat down. So
Kind of like
once-
over here, or
it's all about regeneration. You make an impact, and then let it rest.
yes.
All right. So that's what we're doing here. So
And
we
he was
got
saying that
these-
they will be ready in November to process.
Right.
And they get to 300 pounds in the next 6 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It'll be 250 to 300.
It's insane to think about.
Yeah. And they never see concrete.
Does a lot of bigger brands put their pigs on concrete?
Oh,
Most
the
of your
commercial
conventional pigs are
Really?
raised in a house, so they're in small pens inside that house their entire life.
Like a
It's
warehouse?
like slatted
Yeah.
floors. It's formulated. They formulate it a certain way to build out the growth that they want in that way, but they take away the natural side of everything.
We need
So
to put some feed in there. You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm more than happy to do it.
All
You want
right.
me to just grab one of these and put it in the top?
Get a video of these mussels here.
Okay. They are skinning. So how many of these buckets do you go through and feed a day? Or do they only get...
it depends on how old they are, how big they are.
Right
Right
they're
now
doing
it's not
about
much. Yeah, be about 2 of them a day. As they get older, that rate will go up. So, when they're kind of process age, it's 4 a day. Pigs are finished on 8. Yeah, they're 4 weeks old now.
Yeah.
They're about halfway there. We process them at about 8 weeks.
What, do you have one variety or one breed, or do you have...
We do Cornish cross.
Cornish cross?
Yeah.
So,
Pretty self-explanatory, I would think.
do you want this filled up all the way?
Yeah, we usually fill it up pretty good.
So why do you consistently move the chickens?
It's part of the soil benefits. It's better for them. They're getting a lot of bugs and grasses and stuff. They access that with their nutritional side, but also we get a lot of soil impacts from it too. Up here is where they actually used to grow tobacco, and you can still see the effects of it though 100 years later kind of deal. You put a fence up along here and the little stepping posts, like you can feel it. It's really grainy. Feels a lot different from our other areas. Our organic matters are lower up here from that. So we're using the chickens here to put down a pretty heavy manure distribution behind them, and it'll help continue to build that organic matter.
And so that's all part of
too.
like regenerative growth.
Yep, it's the same concept as the pigs and the cows. You know, we stress an area really heavily, and then we let it rest.
And then it becomes,
and
so
then
much
that
life
recovery
that comes
is
back to
where
it.
the magic happens, because you're getting a lot of that stress and stuff. It exudes a lot of root exudates, and your microbiology is really kicking in there, and then that regrowth and your root growth and all that. It's the whole system, the whole world down there under our feet's really working in. So.
I know, I don't think I ever realized how much soil plays an impact in the food we eat until I really started looking more into, like, especially like getting my own chickens. I would have so many farmers reach out to me and be like, you need to move your chickens around your backyard. I was like, well, I can't do that. When they would explain like how it helps benefit their farmlands, it really opened my eyes up to how it impacts our food.
It all starts with the soil. It's the most important part when it comes to our food production. We have our little phrase we like to say is healthy soils, healthy pastures, healthy animals, healthy
I like
people.
that.
Our health is connected to the health of the soil. And we see that in positive and negative ways. Hey, buddy.
You just go anywhere?
Yeah, we just stick them back in. There you go. But it's a good example. See, we'll move these here in a few hours, but you can see they've really matted down the grass in here, and there's a really heavy manure concentration left behind. When they're young, we'll move them every 2 days for about the first week they're in here, and then we'll start moving daily.
Or ran into that where you've had a hawk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
I came out one day and the lid was pushed down. And
No.
I was like, what's going on with that? And I looked in there and there's a hawk sitting in there. It had eaten like 8 of them.
That is so cool. I don't think I've ever
Fence
seen
right here, guys.
a thistle bloom.
It's a calling, it's a responsibility. You know, we've been here for generations, so sometimes it's not going to go well and it's not fun. And, you know, there are tough times, but you got to keep pushing through that stuff. And if we play the victim mentality, then we're going to fail. We're just grateful every day that we get up and steward the land here and challenge ourselves on how we're doing that. And continue to try to improve. So it's almost like a continuous game of like, how do we get better? How do we get better? What else can we learn about it? And then you add the food side onto it. Like, I love that part of it.
Yeah,
You know, when
that's
you get to
see
eat
the product.
what comes, it's everything. Food is the sustenance that keeps us going. So and tie in the health of our practices with the health of our food to make the health of our people better. It's just going to keep improving from there. So we've got about 60 cows in here. There's 2 of our bulls in here.
So at what age do they get processed?
We process our steers about 24 to 30 months. We try to get to 30 months with them, which is very contrarian to the conventional systems and a lot of what you'll read.
What
so
age?
They're saying like, you know, hey, you need to process 18 to 24 months.
Oh, so you like extend that?
We go further with them.
And why is that?
It's on purpose. So, you know, we're on fescue here. It takes them a little longer. They continue to grow and put frame on and just mature. Also with the phytonutrient loads, an older animal attains higher levels of phytonutrients because it builds up over time. So as we're able to extend that, we are building that concentration of nutrients within the meat as well. So.
And the phytonutrients is all that our bodies are absorbing, the nutrients that our body are absorbing.
It's those very, very beneficial compounds that are anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer, and you know, they do a lot for us. So the more that we can build those concentrations, the better our meat is going to be for people. But those are also flavor compounds too.
I was going to say, I feel like the older they get, the more flavorful they are when you go to process
That's
them.
right, and that's why.
They're also beautiful cows.
The beef industry has been very reductionist, where it's like, how fat can we get the meat in the shortest amount of time?
Yeah.
I think it's a very outdated view. We need to view our beef in a more holistic view of what's the whole picture going on. Like, is it being beneficial to the land and our farms and our businesses, while also being more beneficial to us health-wise.
Right.
South Poles it's a fairly newer breed. The breed was started by Teddy Gentry. He's the bass player for the music group Alabama.
Okay.
So that's actually where our cows came from. We got our first South Poles in 2006. Pretty sure we were the first ones in North Carolina, maybe the first ones on the whole East Coast to have them. And we've had them for 20 years now. So our herd has been very productive for a solid amount of time.
I'd say so.
The South Pole was designed for the Southeast U.S. because we have fescue pastures and we have high heat and humidity like today. And they handle it extremely well. Like they're parked in the shade right now, they're chilling out, but You know, you probably come out here at 2 o'clock today and they're going to be grazing.
That's
And
like
we
the
see that
hottest part
all
of the
time.
day.
Yeah, and that's routine for them. And you can see right now, like they're not struggling. They're relaxing. They're hanging tight.
So you've had other breeds before, and that you found that this one is the most beneficial for the land.
Yep, there's multiple reasons. They're fit for our environment. So grass-finished beef, grass-fed beef, a big part of that is animals that are adapted to the environment. So they need to be able to function in the system.
Right.
We tell folks that are wanting to get into it, we're like, you need to buy from a system you want to mimic. Not just off a label, buy from the system. Like who's doing it the way you want to manage, and go buy cattle from them. And the other piece is you need a good quality product at the end of it. So South Poles are very tender. The meat is very tender that comes off of them. We really enjoy it.
In comparison to like bigger brands, what would you expect the cows to be doing in comparison to what how your cows are grazing? And
I mean, if it's grass finished beef, it's going to be probably a pretty similar system. And there's a lot of farms that do really good jobs with it. There's a lot more out there than you would think.
that's encouraging to
The
hear.
industry has grown a lot,
Yeah.
that grass-fed industry, but also the grazing management side has really expanded and grown, and that knowledge is getting out there. So we're seeing it a lot more. We get a lot of visitors here to learn how we manage and how we graze, and we've
like,
helped a lot
replicate
of
it
people
themselves.
get started with it. Yeah,
That's
so,
awesome. So do your cows never eat grain?
Never.
It is only grass
Only
and
grass.
only your land.
But if
grassland
you
that
want to
they're
get
eating.
technical, they'll eat seed heads.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. One result of our rotational and letting grass rest, a natural grass came up. It's called gamma grass. It just came up on its own, and it's starting to spread across our
And it's really good
pastures.
for them?
Oh yeah, it's good for the cow, good for the grass, good for
Yeah.
the soil. And we didn't plant it.
What kind of tree is
So
it?
we sort of-
Farming at all? Oh my goodness, there's blackberries.
Yeah.
That's so cool. We were talking about like with the drought and everything. that-
It affects our forage growth for us. So like this spring, it knocked it back significantly. So you know we're behind with just the volume of forage we have.
for
But
them to graze.
your forage during a drought is a little more power packed though. So even though the volume's down, the nutrients are still there. But it's more of that recovery time that we need. In that regrowth, that's where we get hurt. So we're good for a while. That's the way our system helps us because we're so resilient, because it gives us a lot of time. You know, we don't have to react very quickly to, you know, get out here and start feeding a bunch of hay and moving animals quickly. Like we got time to adjust. We got time for rain to come and
Right.
help us regrow. And that's where we grazed to start in this area over there. I mean, you see,
This
we've
little guy's
gotten
just
some
loving
decent
it.
regrowth. He's on the wrong side of the fence. So we need to get him back over there because where he's at, he has no access to water.
Oh.
Come on, buddy. Come on. So we sell our meat online. It's harrishomeplacefarm.com. We do on-farm pickups. We do some local home delivery that we deliver ourselves. Then we also have a few pickup locations. So we've got one in Pittsboro, Cary, Sanford, and Southern Pines. So those are with other businesses that we've partnered with, and we'll put a freezer in their business. We deliver there on Saturdays, and then folks can come in that next week whenever that business is open.
Right,
And grab
and they
their
get their
order.
fresh meat.
And it stays frozen. You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
like when you do order shipping. There's that
Chance
that
of
chance
it
it's gonna
thawing
show
and then
up
going
thawed
bad,
and leaking and stinking and all that. So
Yeah, I've been there,
so
done
this
that.
keeps it in really good shape, and you know we put them in a bag like this, and everything's frozen.
And pressure
so these
sealed.
ground beef here, 1 pound pack.
And you do 80-20 ground
we
beef
do 80-20 ground
for all
beef.
that flavor and
Yep,
pressure,
yep.
yeah.
Because we like to have that fat in there. I mean, the fat's important. A lot of nutrients in the fat when it's good fat.
When it's good fat.
When it's good fat.
And flavorful fat.
Yeah.
So it makes a good burger.
Yeah, phytonutrients in the fat are good, so that's what we want. So we got you guys some 80-20,
Love it.
fully grass-fed and finished South Pole ground beef.
We go through so much ground beef.
So,
It's crazy.
Big flavor in there. We also have a flat iron steak here. Okay. Really good tender cut.
Underrated.
Very underrated. Very underrated. All right, bacon.
Cannot go
Breakfast,
wrong.
Bacon. You can also use in a lot of different things. Put it on the burgers too. You could do that. So
Bacon
little
jam
bacon
burgers.
burgers.
Oh,
All right.
that sounds so good.
Woodland raised, organic fed pork chops. So
This is awesome.
they are flavor packed. You can just see the difference between that and the store. It's
Oh, the
fogging up
store
on
is
us in the heat.
almost
but
white.
All right.
on these.
pork shoulder steak. This is an
Dang.
awesome cut. So very tender, great texture to it. Really good meal for 2 or 1 if you like to eat, you know.
If you're hungry.
Yeah.
Maybe 1.
And then we got some chicken breasts too, so.
Thank you
good
so
old
much.
pasture raised.
I'm so excited to be cooking with this. Thank you. Thank you so much for having us, Josh. We got a pretty cool full experience of a 6th generation regenerative farmer, and I'm really excited to take this back into the kitchen and to really be able to taste the difference of all the hard work and the dedication that you and all your family have put into it.
There were so many takeaways with the Harris Home Place farm, one being how they believe that it all starts with the soil. And it all started for them with rotational grazing, where they allow their cows to graze one part of the pasture and then move them along so that that part of the pasture could rest and recover, aka regenerative farming. So I learned with rotational grazing why it's so awesome is it provides their cows with this fresher, higher quality forage, which helps to reduce overgrazing and just provide a healthier pasture and soil and ecosystem over time. I have been working on a soft homemade burger bun recipe for literally weeks. Not like consistently, but off and on over the last few weeks. And I feel like we finally nailed it, guys. And then I also made my homemade bacon jam that I love adding during the summertime to burgers. Homemade pickles. I got my sweet tea with my sweet tea concentrate. Lettuce, heirloom tomato, our spicy tomato mayo situation, and Harris Home Place ground beef, which I meant to smash, but my cast iron made it a little difficult to get it too thin, so that's why it's a pretty tall burger. But let's go in for a bite. I feel like burgers are one of the messiest things to eat, especially on camera. But guys, this is a really good burger, and you can definitely taste the quality and the flavor difference compared to some other brands that you would buy at the store. But just the holistic approach that Harris Home Place Farm puts into their meat, it's really easy to fall into this, well, as long as I'm cooking with whole ingredients, but it really does matter where your ingredients come from. It matters how the farmers are approaching not only how they're processing the meat, but also how they're approaching the feed for their cows or their chickens or their pigs. Like all of it matters, from the soil to the feed to the very end when it comes on your plate. I think also knowing your farmers makes you appreciate the food that you're cooking so much more, because you're able to meet the people and put a name to the face that are producing your meat and pouring so much of their heart and soul into producing a healthy cow, or whatever that looks like for whatever you're eating. At the end of the day, it's not just eating whole foods, it's knowing where those whole foods come from. So I really like to encourage you guys to maybe this weekend check out your farmers market. Go support your local farmers in your community and make a really good burger for yourself. Thanks for tagging along, and I'll see you guys next week for maybe some stinging bugs, if you get my hint.